Jason Ryan Dorsey, the Gen Y guy, is a best-selling author and acclaimed speaker. He has appeared on 60 Minutes, 2020, The Today Show, The View, and in Fortune magazine.
Take all these factors, put them together, and what you get for the first time ever in many offices like your own are four distinctly different generations working side by side. This has never happened before. It wasn't supposed to happen, and it is creating all kinds of new and never before seen cross-generational issues. Where are my boomers? I know you're in here, born between 46 and 64. Raise your hand real high. There we go, there we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of you who just raised your hands, promise me you won't retire. Please, we need you so bad. You have all kinds of skills my generation doesn't have. My favorite, long division. Help me out, boomers, help me out one more time. Back when you were in school, if you got in trouble at school, oh, that was nothing. That was nothing compared to what the people who loved you were going to do in the privacy of their home. Remember this? We do not hit. Where does he learn this? Gen Y, we get in trouble at school. They call us to the office. We're texting our mom. Mom, bring the attorney. I'm going in. Here's what's often overlooked. Gen Y feels entitled because we've been saved by our parents. When we look at generations and you're trying to find best practices across them, the role geography plays in shaping that generation is critical to understanding how to engage them. For your purposes, since we have great representation geographically, you will see differences in this room based on people who grew up out in the city versus people who grew up out in the country like I did versus people who grew up overseas. You'll see this with your clients. You'll see it with your teammates. I grew up out in the country. Who in here is from a small town? Anybody? Come on, where's my people? There you go, there you go. Who's ever walked into a Walmart and had a spontaneous reunion? Right, there you go. I mean, that's how I was raised. My best friend is from the Bronx. His high school graduating class had students from 40 different countries in his high school class. He could walk down the street, hear multiple languages spoken, eat at any restaurant imaginable. He had mass transit. Okay, where I'm from, that's a piggyback ride. He and I are almost identical in age, yet we have some different views of the world based on where we grew up. You'll see differences between urban and rural, and people raised in the U.S. and North America, and people raised outside the U.S. I work a lot overseas. I know many of you in here have clients who are overseas. One of the largest employers in Norway calls me up, the CEO. Jason, we need you. Our Gen Yers are driving us crazy. Their pants are falling off. They have an earring in their nose. They call me by my first name. They're just like you. So I said, well, I'll help you out. So I fly over to Norway, and I'm a data person. You'll hear me talk a lot about data. I'm a data person, but data only gets you so far. If you really want to put the data in context, you got to show up and hang out. So I show up in Oslo, and I'm at lunch. My server, she's about 24 years old. So I ask her, how do you like working here in Oslo? Do you like it with the environment? And she's like, yeah. She said, oh, it's okay. She just started working in the restaurant, so they started her low at $22 an hour. She got 3 weeks paid vacation upon accepting the job. She gets a 4th week if she makes it a year, and if it doesn't work out, she still has full health coverage for free for the rest of her life. Yeah, there's some similarities. I don't know what they are. My point is, she and I, again, are in the same generation, yet we have a fundamentally different view of the employer-employee relationship. Here's what I want you to leave with. Next to that definition, please write this down, and this is the heart of what we're going to talk about today. when we talk about generations, they're not a box that all of you in here, including myself, will fit neatly inside based on your birth year. It doesn't work that way. You actually can end up turning people off. But what generations absolutely are is they're powerful clues, really powerful clues on where to start to better connect with and influence other people of different ages. It's true whether the people are older or whether they're younger. And what makes them powerful and predictive are how many of you in here work with people of different ages, younger and older? Just raise your hand. Right? How many of you have had a conversation with someone of a different age and it was very, very, very important, and at the end of that conversation you knew when they walked away they had no idea what you just told them? Right? Raise your hands. Right? So all you baby boomers in here, what do? You take out your pen and you write us a note in cursive. We can't read cursive! So we send you a text, and you never get it. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be an opportunity, depending how you choose to deal with it. And it is up to you. I'm going to give you right now the insight you need and then the tools on how to bridge these generations. Every one of us in this room right now, from youngest to oldest, has a different relationship with technology that is largely driven by our age, and I'm going to prove it right this second. Who in here remembers a computer that took punch cards? Raise your hand. Wow. Who has no idea what I'm talking about? Where's my people? There you go. Who in here has been working so long that you remember using a ditto machine, like a mimeograph? Raise your hand. What'd you do with those? You cranked it right, and then when the paper came off, the purple paper. Look, she's having a flashback. I love all the young people looking around. They're like, why is that dude smelling the paper? Email doesn't smell. But how many of you in here would agree with me that when you showed up for your first job, you had something to learn? Is that fair? Can we all go there comfortably? Right? And how many of you would agree that when my generation shows up to work for you in whatever capacity, we also have something to learn? Is that fair? Here's the first leap I need you to take. It's going to be very difficult for some of you in this room, I can tell already. When my generation shows up to work in North America, we are on average 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years older than every one of you in this room who is not in my generation. And that's important because people lead, manage, and even sell to others based on your personal life experience. We show up to work for you, and you don't see the 19-year-old who's really never had a job. You see yourself at 19, the fact that you had 3 jobs and bought your own car. Gen Y is not tech savvy. The perception comes from the idea that we have our cell phones with us everywhere we go. We're constantly connected to technology. Our research shows Gen Y is not tech savvy. What we actually are, we are tech dependent. And there's an important distinction. We do not know how technology works. We just know we can't live without it. It has completely changed one thing above all else, and that is our communication skills, or lack thereof. It's a great observation. The flip side is Gen Y looks at how other people communicate and think they don't have good communication skills. It's all perception. People above the age of 35 think communication skills are in person. Gen Y has a very different view. How tech dependent is Gen Y? I was speaking to a bunch of university presidents and asked them, what are you doing to get Gen Y to want to enroll in your university? And one of them says, Jason, we are heavily promoting our new washing machines in the student dorm rooms. I said, what are you talking about? He says, no, you don't understand. Our new machines, when your laundry's done, the machine sends you a text message. Genius! Right? I mean, if only we did our own laundry. It's tech dependent, And that tech dependence has come at a cost, which you spoke to, and that is our communication skills. The best example I know is you call Gen Y 5 times. Ring, 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 ring. No answer. You send a text, boom, instant reply. And we're driving. And look, I'm going to admit, I'm going to own up to something. I made a mistake. I taught my mama how to text message. My mama sends the longest text messages on earth. I said, Mama, if I have to scroll, it's not a text message. When we show up to work for you, we're excited, we're nervous, we have all that emotion going on. I want you to stop us at the door, and I want you to give us a little box. Everybody see the box? It's this big. We open this box up in front of you. In this box are our pre-printed business cards. Names spelled correctly. 10 of them, only 10. It could be temporary cards. 10 business cards. Gives you, as our new boss, complete permission to say, welcome to the team. You now represent us just as we now represent you. Who is the first person we're going to give our new business cards to? Our mom, yes! And many of us are going to give them to her right when she picks us up. If we walked into this room and didn't know anybody, and we were given the task, you have 15 minutes to create an hour-long presentation on Mount Rushmore, go. Not knowing any of you, your background, or anything else, the first thing I would do is I would go create a multi-generational team. The reason is, some of you in here know where Mount Rushmore is. Right? You know why it was built. You know who's on it. Right? It looked like a perfectly good mountain to me. You took things like history, geography. Do you know in the state of Texas, the only history required to graduate from high school is Texas history? And we call it U.S. history? Some of you went to school at a time where they taught these things. Some of you are from a generation where you hopped in the station wagon and you actually drove to places with your family. Some of you have great experience presenting. Some of you are great team leaders. Some of you are great problem solvers. You take all that, you put it on one team, and you give me high-speed internet. In 15 minutes, we'd put together a presentation that lasts an hour that would knock your socks off. I'd have Britney Spears introduce each president with a dance. We actually make much stronger teams when we have different generations represented. That diversity adds tremendous value when we recognize it and integrate it. But we've got to recognize and integrate it rather than saying, well, you don't do it the way that I do and your way is wrong. And that's a natural response that we have to overcome. What you just saw was part of a custom Keynote presentation. And I customized that presentation for a specific industry. For your event, I'd work with you to do the same thing. We'd customize my message specific to your audience, who's actually in the room, specific to your data, and we'll ask for lots of it, and if you have it, we'll use all of it, and specific to your priority outcomes. Our favorite outcomes are outcomes that are measurable. The result is when people leave that room after my presentation, they will truly feel like the message was just for them, because with your help, it was.